So in 2023, I managed to reach my TikTok goal of 100,000 followers and also my secondary goal of being invited to the TikTok bootcamp and awards as a creator. To give back, here's some advice I've got if you want to start your own TikTok, or it could just be good general life advice. The first thing you need to understand is I've got 5 quick easy tips to get 1 million views like some other TikTok gurus. I, on the other hand, have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. Now, the hardest step I see from observing friends of mine who want to start a TikTok is simply getting started. There might be nothing they want more in the world, but they are unfortunately too frightened to make the steps to get the ball rolling. I hear all the time excuses like, I don't have the right camera, my bedroom isn't very aesthetic to film in, what if my friends see? I'd be so embarrassed. I don't have a phone mount for my tripod, I'll get started in the summer when I have more time. No, you have to stop thinking this. I've done it myself. I'm guilty of it actually with this channel. I wanted to make a history channel for years and years, and guess what happens? You say you'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes next month, and then 6 months, and then a year, and before you know it, it's been 3 years, and you're still no closer to reaching your goal than you were 3 years ago. But now the market is infinitely more crowded. Since we don't have time machines or a TARDIS or similar, the best time to start is now. Yes, starting is hard and making videos is hard work, but you need to reach the mindset where it's actually mentally more stressful to not make a video than to be making one. Me, for example, I get anxiety when I'm not making videos. If I'm doing anything else, it just feels like I'm wasting time. I'm not saying this is mentally healthy, but it's what drives some people and TikTokers and YouTubers to create video after video for years on end. This should have probably been the first point, but hey, I'll say it now. How do you decide on what type of video to make? Well, my method was to work out what I wanted to see on TikTok, but simply could not find. When I was starting out in the middle of the pandemic, I was just thirsty for history videos that appealed to me. I really like macro history. I don't really care about Napoleon's favorite foods. What I'm interested in are the trends and forces that drive the fall and rise of civilizations. I like the geopolitics and the economics that start wars. I like understanding the ideologies and ideas that drive world change. And I'm a natural non-contrarian. I really value diversity of thought and opinion, and I love hearing the thought and points of views of people outside the modern West, particularly if it's uncomfortably different from what we find acceptable today. And guess what? I simply could not find anything. The only history accounts I could find were channels like History for Dummies. They were 15-second videos involving a man doing a little dance and pointing up at pictures on the top of the screen with a caption like, "These were the longest wars in history," trying to convince us that the Roman-Persian War lasted 1,000 years. Oh boy. As for geopolitics, I simply could not find anything. The History for Dummies channel I'm talking about was starting to make videos about geography, where he would give the dullest facts about each country like, did you know the green in the Indian flag represents nature? Really mind-numbing stuff like that, and I simply thought to myself, surely there's room on TikTok for something better. And I simply can't be the only one thinking this. I'm not unique. There must surely be other people out there with the same interests as I, and hence I found a little niche that wasn't really being fulfilled. And I also should say, don't dig yourself into a little niche hole. Make sure your niche isn't too niche and has the room to grow. Although I started with Roman and modern history, geopolitics soon became a mainstay on my channel, and I think it's a natural extension because the news is the first draft of history after all. Another piece of advice I want to give is to make sure your videos are giving value. Lip syncing to a song isn't offering anyone anything. This is so important because although nobody is spending money to watch your videos, they are giving up something arguably even more important, their time. They could be doing anything else. They could be watching, I don't know, the Oppenheimer or something genuinely good. You're competing with that, so make sure your videos video isn't pointless. Make sure you're not waffling on about something irrelevant. Make sure you're not going on huge tangents. Make sure you're offering something for their precious time, whether that's knowledge, entertainment, laughter, enlightenment. And also, while you've got the attention of this stranger on the other side of the planet for a few short seconds, show them your best self. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity to wow them with your wisdom, with your talent, or even, God forbid, your lip syncing ability. This next point of mine is a bit unorthodox, but listen to your hate comments. Usually the advice is to simply ignore them, delete them, block them, because they're just trolls, ugly people living in their mum's basement who just want to spread their negativity. Sure, these people are out there, but the majority of people are just giving their honest feedback in a unfiltered way, and they usually do have legitimate points. Listen to their concerns, acknowledge them, and remember them for next time, because we are all fallible individuals. We need to interact with other people to moderate our thoughts and opinions, and through this exchange, this is how we can read the room, hear the wisdom from others, find out where we went wrong, and work out what acceptable behavior. Ever wondered why certain people, when they become famous, they start becoming out of touch and their worst tendencies become ever more extreme? It's because they've become arrogant and drunk on their own success. They believe they know better than anyone else and have stopped listening to their advice. Don't be that person. And last of all, if a video flops, don't blame it on the algorithm. Sure, it's occasionally the algorithm, there's occasionally merit in this thinking, but more often than not, people just use this as a scapegoat for their own failures. Like with hate comments, sometimes we just have to admit we went wrong, we made a rubbish video, we need to take responsibility instead of blaming it on others. Okay, this video is getting way too long. Let me know if you have any other questions and I can make a follow-up video. And Happy New Year! Let me know your New Year resolutions. My 2024 aim is to finally monetize my TikTok somehow. Oh boy, thanks for watching.